The LSU baseball team lost their hitting recently. Can they find it in Gainesville?
Paul Mainieri had some strong words about his star shortstop slump. We'll hear from Coach and Johnny Lombardi about what this means for the Tigers.
So get on the edge of your seat and put on your rally cap because it's the bottom of the ninth and it starts right now.
Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a face of somebody who needs you. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, a light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look.
Welcome to this week's edition of the bottom of the ninth. I'm Alex Cheney.
And I'm Patrick Clay. Thanks for tuning in. Starting things off, the LSU baseball team departed for their weekend series in Gainesville earlier today. Now, they may have found the interstate, but the team is still looking for their offense. The Tigers' bats have cooled off dramatically since the start of SEC play, and there's no clear reason why. In the last 33 innings, the Tigers have mustered just 6 runs, including a 3-2 loss to in-state rival Tulane on Tuesday. But designated hitter Sean McMullen still likes where the Tigers stand.
It's a learning process. It's a long season, and we're 22-5. I think that's our record, and there's nothing to hang our heads on. We're gonna go out there and play hard every day with a lot of confidence.
You can catch LSU's opening game against Florida tomorrow night at 6:30 on CST.
The Lady Tigers basketball team earned a spot in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA Women's Tournament, but the road from here is filled with challenges for the Tigers. The Sweet 16 matchup is against Louisville this Sunday at 1:30 p.m., a team that beat LSU earlier this season at home 88-67. But even with a tough opponent, the Tigers face adversity off the court with injuries to key players Jean Kenny and Regine Moncrief. Patrick, even with the injuries to the star players, can the Tigers make a run to the NCAA title?
Well, LSU certainly has shown history in the past, the last 2 years even. 7 is enough, 8 is enough, rallying around a depleted roster. But Louisville is just too good. It's been a great success story seeing LSU get this far, but I don't see them getting out of this weekend. What about you?
I think if they play well, if they get down to Teresa Plaisance there on the block, I think they could have some success there.
TP does set them up well. Well, sticking with the hard court, the New Orleans Pelicans haven't quite been the same since Chris Paul left for the other LA. They faced each other 10 times before last night's game, and the Clippers have easily had the upper hand. But with just 2 guards healthy and a depleted roster, surely the Pelicans couldn't pull out their 4th straight win and take down CP3? Well, if anyone doubted the Pels, they sure didn't hear about it. Close game in the third. Evans Anthony Davis with the slam in the middle. Anthony Davis shoring up Blake Griffin, a battle of 2 really good power forwards. Now in the 4th quarter, Pels up 2. Jamal Crawford hits the 3-pointer from Poydras Street. One of 7 3-pointers that Crawford had on the night, clips up by 1. Now 2 minutes left in the game. DeAndre Jordan does what he does best, gets the block. Chris Paul on the fast break to Blake Griffin, Lob City, the usual. Clippers up 2. But under a minute left to play, Pelicans up 3. None other than Darius Miller gets the jumper to seal the game. Darius Miller, a guy averaging maybe 2 points per game this season. First time he's played point guard since kindergarten. Pelicans hold Chris Paul to 2 points total, win by 2 points. And because of that, you know what? Let's take flight, baby. I'm bringing it back.
Coming up, one LSU baseball player has been placed on a media embargo. You won't want to miss head coach Paul Mainieri's thoughts.
Johnny Lombardi joins us on set to discuss. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the show. And now we'd like to welcome to the desk Sports Showtime reporter and Sports Desk segment anchor Johnny Lombardi. Johnny, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me here on Bottom of the Ninth, guys.
He does everything, man. Well, Johnny, you followed LSU baseball all season. You're the beat leader for Sports Showtime. Calling your rank. Now, before we get to the hitting, what is your impression of this LSU pitching staff?
Well, what I've seen from the pitching staff is exactly what everyone else has seen. Dominance in the starting rotation and a little bit of skepticism in the bullpen, but overall pretty good. But one quiet starter has shined above all the rest this season. It's junior Aaron Nola, and he has been the anchor for the LSU rotation, and that doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon.
As the spring weather in Baton Rouge continues to fool us every day, one soft-spoken LSU baseball player continues to remain red hot.
I mean, it's been pretty good so far.
The 2013 SEC Pitcher of the Year and 2011 Toronto Blue Jays draft pick Aaron Nola has emerged as LSU's most dominant figure on the mound and has sat down opposing batters almost as fast as they stood up.
Aaron Nola came into this weekend's series against Georgia with a .22 ERA and a 5-0 record, going along with only 8 walks and 56 strikeouts. Needless to say, he's been the pulse of the Tigers team so far this season.
You know, sometimes pitchers show their greatness when they just go out and dominate a game, and sometimes pitchers show their greatness when they have to overcome stuff.
Even with his jaw-dropping statistics, Aaron Nola had to overcome a troublesome start versus Georgia on Friday night. But in typical Aaron Nola fashion, the junior battled through walks and ended up giving LSU 7 strong innings in the 4-0 victory, once again blowing away his coach and teammates.
Honestly, I thought after 2 innings that we'd be fortunate if he got through 5 innings tonight, and he ends up giving us almost 7. And that's what guys like Nola, what makes him so special.
Aaron pitched great, and by no means was he off. I mean, the guy was on his game today, and the strike zone was a bit smaller than normal, but he adjusted as the All-American pitcher that he is.
I'm getting more in a groove as each start goes on, and I'm getting more comfortable. And like I said, we got a long season to go, and it's cold right now. It's going to get hot, so the intensity's going to get up a little more, and I'm ready for it.
With LSU heading into the meat grinder that is the SEC regular season, Coach Paul Mainieri emphasizes the need for LSU to have a balanced pitching staff not completely carried by Nola.
We needed to have somebody win a game for us other than Aaron Nola, and I'll sleep well tonight knowing that Jared Poche's on our team.
Only time will tell if this freshman Poche will eventually walk into Nola's shoes, but as for right now, Aaron Nola's spikes are filled, and the guy who wears them continues to dominate his opponents.
It's whatever it takes to get the job done, he's going to give you that. And that's why he's amazing and one of the greatest pitchers I've ever coached.
Johnny Lombardi, Tiger TV Sports.
Good stuff, Johnny. We know the LSU pitching staff has some of the best numbers in the nation right now, which might be making offensive issues. In particular, head coach Paul Mainieri is not allowing shortstop Alex Bregman to talk to the media for the next 2 weeks or so during his current slump.
Here's what a fiery Coach Mainieri had to say about his decision to employ the embargo.
You know, this kid, he's 19 years old. He feels the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's the greatest kid you'd ever want to meet. He's done every single interview for 2 years, much more than any freshman or early sophomore has ever been required to do. And I think if he could just focus on playing the game, for a week or two, he's not being a front runner, believe me. He didn't ask to not talk to you all, and it was my idea to just give the kid a little bit of a break. And I'm just asking, cut the kid a little bit of slack.
John, do you think that this could work? Does Mainieri blocking Bregman from the media help his slump?
Well, Alex, I agree with Coach Paul Mainieri's decision. Alex Bregman's a young player entering what, like he said, one of the first slumps of his career, and the media just kind of gives a hype and a presence, and I think it's just good for Paul Mainieri to pump the brakes on Alex Bregman a little bit, get him to settle down, focus back on baseball. Really the whole team offensively with a slump. Struggled to score runs versus Vanderbilt, struggled versus Georgia, and obviously the 3-2 loss to Tulane this week. So LSU really, as a team, not just Alex Bregman, looking to get their offense back on track.
If they can get his hitting going, then that should bode well for LSU.
Where Alex Bregman goes, the Tigers go.
Absolutely.
And that's a fact.
I mean, he's a huge part of the offense. Obviously, they really count on him from last year into this one.
Absolutely.
So I think he's going to be great. Johnny, as always, thanks so much for coming on.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Well, coming up, LSU football isn't for another 5 months, but we're getting a little impatient.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Patrick, I don't know about you,
but you're feeling 22?
21. But I'm ready for next football season.
Rubbing it in, huh?
I mean, have fun paying for tickets. The South Stadium construction is moving on time to be finished for next season, and our friends at LSU Sportsnet uploaded some new photos from the construction site. Ooh.
You know what would have been cool is at the one point where they just had the plateau, just make that like a party plaza. Like, don't build it up anymore. Just a deck where everyone can stand and just get drunk.
You're gonna get beautiful views from the Mississippi up there. That's pretty sweet.
That is true. The stadium looks great. Already on the exterior, you can see the columns coming up. They really tried to match the architecture from the north side of the stadium. I'm excited to see what it looks like. Nothing like a Saturday night in Death Valley, and this is just going to make it better.
Well, that's all for our show today. Thanks for tuning in to the bottom of the ninth on Tiger TV's Sports Showtime. You can watch highlights and full episodes online at tigertv.tv.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for the latest news. We're here on Campus Channel 75, Monday through Thursday from 6 to 6:15.
For Patrick Clay, I'm Alex Cheney. Thank you for watching the bottom of the ninth, and you stay classy, Baton Rouge.